Welcome to episode 81 of the A Free Spirit Life podcast. Hello, beautiful you. This is Shannon Kinney-Duh, intuitive spiritual mentor, artist, writer, and teacher. And in today's show, let's talk about some of the highs and the lows that I'm noticing in my clients and how it relates, because wherever you're at in your life, you're probably experiencing either a high or a low or somewhere in the middle. And we all can relate to what happens when you're at different stages, different seasons in life. So grab your favorite drink and let's share this moment together. I am drinking water and my mushroom coffee. It's my favorite little morning treat. I just had a walk around the small lake. I saw the geese and some ducks, heard many, many birds. It's cloudy, it's green, it's a beautiful spring day. Later, after recording this podcast, I will be available for my kids. They do flexible online school, and for the most part, they're fairly independent. I definitely have to jump in every now and then for a chemistry question or some language arts writing. My 10-year-old definitely needs help focusing, and I do that in the midst of life. So I might be putting in some sourdough in the oven, making a lunch. I will definitely be painting because I am working on an affirmation deck of art cards that are over halfway done. I'm so excited. And so I'll be doing a lot of painting today. And then later in the afternoon, when the kids are done, we will probably go on a little nature walk. And then I have a few coaching clients that I see on Zoom. We'll also have dinner later together, and we usually do some type of Taco Tuesday because that's what the boys like, and it's the one meal that everyone is in agreement. It's the easiest for me to make, and gratefully they are all helping in the kitchen. I definitely like to cook, and I definitely don't like to be the only one cooking, so I enlist helpers, and sometimes they have their own days, and sometimes they cook often, and sometimes they don't want to help at all, which really is life, isn't it? Sometimes we're wanting to do all the things, and sometimes we don't even want to get out of the couch or out of the bed, and that's life. That is the nature of life. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is, one, I want to just let you know a little bit about what's going on in my life. And two, it's taken me a long time to get here. I have worked really hard over the last, 22 years since I've been married, 16 since I've been a mother, to create a lifestyle that is in alignment with my authentic self, with my rhythm and natural way of being, and with the way that our children are, because every one of us has a different rhythm. And so I think of it as, it's a daily exploration. We're always learning new things about each other. We're learning new ways of being. And today, as you're listening to these words, is a new moment in your life. It is a fresh, clean slate every moment. And when you learn how to live in the present, that is the beauty of it. That every moment you come to is a new moment in your life. It's never happened before. It's not hindered by your past experiences. It's not painted by your thoughts that you've collected over your lifetimes that tell you you can't do this, that you're too old for that, that you'll never be good at ... When you learn how to take great care of your sacred self-discovery practice, you learn how to clear out those negative thoughts. You learn how to open your heart to new beginnings. You learn how to forgive and let go of the past and surrender to this moment, to where you're at in your life right now. Not even the life that you wish you had or you want to have or you're forcing to create, but truly the life that is in this moment. And that takes a lot of practice, and it takes a lot of self-awareness. It takes a commitment, but it's so freaking worth it. And I feel like where I'm at in my stage and journey in life is I'm really learning how to honor my energy, how to honor the energy of the people closest to me, and how to move moment to moment, tuned in to my true nature, tuned in to unconditional love. What does that even mean? I think it on the very simple side of it, it means that if my body is telling me it's a no, it's a no. If my body is telling me it's a yes, it's a yes. If my body is telling me I'm tired, I rest. If my body is telling me I'm hungry, I eat really good food or drink water. I also treat myself to little sweet pleasures in life, the luxuries like the fresh organic strawberries that I had this morning. It was the first strawberry that I've had all season, and it was delightful. Getting my paintbrushes out and playing around with the color yellow, because that's what I'm drawn to today, is a pleasurable moment for me. Talking to you right now with my coffee and envisioning that we're in the same room together, just sharing a moment. I don't plan when I'm going to do a podcast anymore. I don't plan what I'm even going to say. And for some of you, you'll turn off, and that's okay. But for those of you who are still listening, it works. It resonates. We connect on a soul level. And that's what I trust now, is that my light, when I learn and have the courage to shine it as bright as I can, then I get to connect with those who see my light and see my truth and see me for who I am and appreciate and love me, quirks and all. And I want you to know that if you're listening to these words, I love you too, quirks and all. We're going through big changes in life, whether it's on a microcosm in your own personal life or where it's you're noticing and hearing from neighbors, from workmates, from the news, which I hope you don't watch too often, but you know what's going on. There's a lot of upheaval happening right now. And some of the beautiful souls that I've gotten to connect with through sessions lately, there is a common theme, one of upheaval, one of massive change, one of changes that I'm seeing a lot go through that we're kind of anticipating it, kind of feeling it as an undercurrent, kind of feeling like their life was leading towards that, and they were doing everything they can to avoid it happening. But in the great shifts that they're going through right now, there's also this deeper understanding that the shifts are happening for a reason, that they're not victims to these shifts, and that there's something empowering in the undercurrent this time. Before, when all of these life happenings were hitting us left and right, up and down, all around, for years, for decades, for even lifetimes, there was this thick mud, and it felt like we would never get through it. There was hope. There was dedication. There was still love, but a lot of thick mud, very hard to shake. And I would even say that as we're going through this awakening process, even since the eclipse, which was April 8th of 2024, just a few weeks ago, or not even, it was like a light switch went off. And if you see it that way, the light switch was turning the lights off so that we can reset. It's like a reset button. And we have two options. We can choose to live in victim mode and go through the mud that we've carried for lifetimes. Or we can look at an unknown path, but we can see the light. We don't know where it's going to take us, but if we can learn how to trust this moment, we understand that this moment right here, right now, as you're listening to these words, you're taking the fullest breath of your life. And as you exhale, you understand this is a new breath. This is a new moment. This is a new day. Right? There's truth to that song. You guys, I speak in songs. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. Okay. I won't give you my beautiful vocals in this song, but maybe someday. I do get a lot of messages through music. Maybe you do as well. There are messages everywhere. Maybe it's through the birds, through the trees, through your dreams, through seeing angel signs or numbers, through the words that you hear, the images that you see, the music, the lyrics that come your way. Really pay attention to the signs right now. When I'm recording for you, I look out to the woods, so I see animals reacting. Sometimes they're reacting to me, and I have this little squirrel right now just chomping on his nuts, but he is looking as he's the most studious little student, just taking in every word I'm saying. Thank you, little squirrel, for seeing me. I see you too. I appreciate you. I think that's what we all want. We want to be seen. We want to be appreciated. Not for what we do, not for how we prove our worth, not for how much burden we've carried in this lifetime. Truly for the light of who we are, the soul that's emanating through our eyes, the energy and the presence that is your true nature. So as this little squirrel is acting in his true nature, he's going on looking for another nut. That's him moving moment to moment. He doesn't stop in the moment and worry that he's never going to find another nut, because all of that worry and fear that he's not going to find another nut would burn so much energy that by the time he was able to go look for another nut, he wouldn't find it. He'd be so depleted and drained, he'd have to lay there, go back to his nest and rest, maybe in a state of depression, collecting that karma from the past, that mud that makes energetically moving in life harder. No, that's not what he does. He's looking right now, he's stopping, he's smelling a little blade of grass. Eventually, he's going to find it. That is the reminder as you listen to these words and sip your favorite drink and share this moment with me. I'm speaking to myself too, because it's really hard. We've been conditioned to worry. We have been conditioned to be in a state of fear since the moment of our first breath. But the light switch of this last eclipse and all of the energy shifts and moving into this 5D consciousness, which is love, which is peace, which is unity, which is living in harmony with our true nature. And we're in the infancy stage of it. It's like taking your first breath and realizing, wow, everything I looked outside of my window here and I saw the wood that needs to get stacked. And I saw the house that was built several feet from my window because they tore down a part of the woods. And I see, some of the dandelions that I could think are weeds. But my perspective is so different. What I choose to see is the beauty in it all. I love dandelions, and if you learn about how amazing they are for your health, wow, we do not want to be spraying those beautiful weeds with poison. They are here as teachers, just as the woodpile, just as the squirrel, just as the ups and downs in your life. Wherever you're at on your path, it is here to wake you up because you're moving to this new world. You're moving to a place that treats yourself with love and kindness and tenderness as you grow, as you evolve, as you expand, as you fall down, and as you get back up. We want to release the days where we berate ourselves, where we stay in victim mode, where we attack others with our words, where we attack ourselves with the conditioning from the past. You see how that burns energy and that keeps us in a state of worry and panic, and then we end up feeling like a state of lack, like there never is enough. But just like this moment with your breath, we're not going to run out of air. There is enough air for you to breathe. There are enough nuts in this yard with the amount of trees that we have for those squirrels. You are enough, and there is enough for you. Change your perspective today. What you saw as a burden, could you see it as a lesson or a teaching or even a gift? I know that isn't an easy road, but it is the one that's worth it, because where you're traveling to, where you're shooting your light towards, is this new future. Is a future that isn't based in fear anymore, that isn't based in lack anymore, that isn't in victim mode anymore. But it's one where you're not so bogged down by your karma, by your experiences from the past. You're looking towards your dharma, your life's purpose, the direction that your life wants to take you next so you can reach your higher path moving forward. We may not be there yet. And I truly believe that life is just an unfolding of the next highest path and the next highest path and the next highest path. But I definitely don't want to dig a hole and go back in there. I want to rise up. I want to see from a new horizon. I want to see from a new perspective. I want to let hope and enthusiasm and inspiration guide my path, even when the path feels scary, even when it feels unknown, even when I don't know where it's going, right? We could start singing Frozen if we wanted to. Into the unknown. Into the unknown. We are going into the unknown. But here's the cool thing. We can meet it with hope. We can meet it with curiosity. We can meet it with wonder. And then the unknown actually feels exciting. So I hope that this is inspiring you to just look at your life today with fresh new eyes, as if it were a clean slate. Let each moment guide you. And if you're not sure where to begin, Rather than thinking you have to have it all figured out and know the how, simply in this moment, pay attention. What is the one thing that's nudging you, that is just giving you like a little, ooh, like if you were to tune into your inner light, you can even do this by closing your eyes if you're not driving, and envision your inner light at the core of your being, right above your belly button. You all have this amazing, beautiful light that is you, the true essence of who you are. And as you learn how to shine that light a little bit brighter and really stand in your own authentic power, you can tune in and ask yourself, what is the next thing that's lighting me up just a little bit? What is the next thing that's just really inspiring me? Where can I go right now in this moment that would fuel that inner flame? And if you can do that, you can think of it like the little nut for the squirrel. It's like, ooh, I just landed on a little treasure. It's awkward at first because your mind wants to control everything. It wants to take over. It wants to force your life to happen. It wants to have strategy. It wants to have an agenda. It wants to have the outcome figured out. It wants to have it tested and tested yet again and make sure that we have the proof that this is going to be the right path and that this is going to work. That is the old way of doing things. I'm encouraging us to honor and make space for your divine feminine energy and your divine masculine energy to integrate. So that means allowing, making space for your intuition, your creativity, going with the flow, and taking that mindful action to move. So the squirrel doesn't just sit there and say, I'm going to go with the flow and wait till a nut lands and hits my head. No. He's going from nut to nut, moving from moment to moment, flowing and trusting his instincts, trusting his intuition, trusting life. But he's taking mindful action. That's the divine masculine. You can't just wait and allow life to unfold. You also have to move. So that's your lesson and practice for today, and mine as well. Can we move from moment to moment, trusting the present moment, trusting our intuitive hits, trusting our instincts, trusting that life is supporting us? It may not be the easiest road, but there is light on it. You are being guided when you pay attention, when you stop forcing your life to happen and let it unfold in the right timing. Thank you for being you. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. It is my greatest joy to get to connect around topics that help us find our highest path moving forward, that help us expand, that help us shine our light, because that's what the world needs the most right now. We all have a light to shine. How are you being called to shine it? Because the way that you're being called to shine it is completely different than the way I'm being called, or the way that your partner is being called, or your children are being called, or your friends, or your neighborhood, or your community, or the leaders. We all have different, beautiful gifts to share in this world. And as you learn how to feed your inner flame and follow what lights you up, you're going to notice that that flame gets brighter and brighter and shines more and more. And the things and the people and the experiences that are meant to find you. They come to you. And your light starts to be an infectious light for others. And others start to shine brighter too. And that's the 5D consciousness. That's our future moving forward. That's us living in community, in collaboration, in harmony with our differences, with our strengths, with our gifts, with our love for each other. with our love for ourselves. If you're feeling confused, cluttered, overwhelmed, those are cues to find the tools to help you see the next step on your path. The path that you're meant to walk on is yours uniquely to you. There isn't a right path. There is only the path that is right for you. And that is the thing that I thrive the most on, is being able to reflect back to you your beauty, your wisdom, your power, so that you can use your intuitive gifts to know deeply in your bones what path you're meant to be on, what direction to go in next, and what your life's true meaning and purpose is moving forward. If this resonates with you and you're looking for guidance, I do have new one-on-one sessions on my website. If you've never had a session with me before, you'll start at a deep dive discovery session. This is where we go deeply into your unique energy blueprint using human design. We'll release trapped emotions and energy work, and you'll receive intuitive guidance so that you feel like you know the next step in your alignment, in your path. It's really what I like to think of it. It's like a portal to profound self-discovery. You get practical tools on how to clear blocks that are keeping you feeling stuck so that you can take that next breath, that you can walk towards your dreams in a bigger and bolder way and really have a deeper connection to your authentic self and a greater understanding of your life's direction and purpose. After that deep dive discovery session, for those of you who've had a human design reading with me or have had a session before, I'm now offering intuitive spiritual guidance sessions. They're 60 minutes, they're on Zoom, they're very reasonable, and they are that way because I see the need right now. I've been getting so many calls lately of beautiful souls, and I really feel like one of my gifts is just helping you move through that stuckness. It's, as a manifestor energy type and an initiator, I think of myself as a spark. My spark adds to your spark, and then you get to go and take that flame where it takes you next. So just know that those are some options. I also offer on a limited basis weekly alignment sessions for the month. So if you're a person who's like going through some stuff, you'd really like a month of guidance, you can get 4 sessions once a week at a consistent time. So those 3 choices are on my website, afreespiritlife.com. Click on sessions. If you're the kind of person that doesn't really resonate with one-on-one sessions, or you're looking for community, you're looking to connect with other like-minded souls and have weekly inspiration on your awakening journey, then you can click on community on my website and see a Free Spirit Life community. I share nature walk talks there every week. We do creative tutorials, a lot of watercolor play. There will be private Zoom Q&A sessions with me and the group. There's a chat, there's questions of the day, there's all sorts of amazing things going on in that community, and it's really a time to not feel alone. We're all changing. You are not the only one going through some massive upheaval in your life. This is globally happening right now, okay? And so I'm the kind of person who likes to do it in community. If that is you and speaks your language, go check it out. You can try it for 7 days free, and then it's just a low monthly cost as a subscription. So if nothing else, try it for free and see if you like it, see if it speaks to you, and see if it's supportive on your path. And as we wrap up for today, I'm going to read to you a couple of really kind remarks that I've received. And I'm practicing taking up more space. That keeps coming up for me. And that is part of my life's journey, is how to take up more space and shine my light and not dim my light. And sometimes it has felt hard for me to talk about my own work, to talk about my gifts. So that's what I'm trying to practice right now. But I wanted to share this with you because when I am getting ready to sign up for a session with somebody or join a community, I like to know what the other people are saying. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Also, I'm getting a lot more men coming to me. So if you have had a reading with me, maybe there's a man in your life who is awakening and wanting guidance and they're open to it. Please know that I am now seeing a lot more men and teens as well. We all need spiritual guidance right now, regardless of gender. So let me read you this testimonial from Rich. He says, I'm giving an A+ to Shannon. She did a spring energy reset with a focused deep dive reading of my human design chart. This was new to me. She went over my chart, explaining meanings and strengths for an hour and a half. When we were done, she summed it all up, and the summary was spot on accurate with who I am. There's a lot more to it, but I recommend her if you want to do something different, dive deep into yourself and get a different perspective of yourself spiritually and energetically. Thank you, Shannon. And then Lindsay says, I love working with Shannon. Her coaching has given me so much clarity on what I want to build up in my life and business, as well as help me find my specific strengths to help make this possible. We also did the emotion code, which is life-changing. My emotions can be huge and all-consuming. With the emotion code, I am able to still feel the feeling, but it's not so overwhelming, which makes processing them easier and not as a turbulent roller coaster. And another dear soul sent me this text. You are truly a spiritual guide that is able to provide grounded and tangible techniques that are easily understood and able to be incorporated into your life without a lot of effort. You are great at being able to look at the challenge the person is facing and with compassion provide intuitive perspective that is uplifting and inspiring. Thank you to you. You know who you are. And thank you to all of you for listening, for being open, and really ultimately for making space for your authentic self to bloom into this new era. We need you. We need your gifts. You matter. You're here for a reason. And part of the, dare I say, fun of this whole life experience is the excavation, is the discovery, is the exploration. We're on an exploration ride right now. We're on a planet spinning in outer space. If that isn't more magical, then I don't know what is. But no, you're not alone in it. No, you don't have to suffer through it. This is your time to shine. This is your time to thrive. This is your time to expand. This is a new moment. This is a new day. And I'm so, so excited about it and grateful that we get to share it together. Thank you for being you and for listening. Please share the show with those who you feel need some support right now or who would resonate with this information. And I will see you in the next episode.
Tell your mom, tell your dad.